Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to me because it's been a while since I've been on this channel as well. I kind of just stopped making videos. It was just like I was juggling a few different things, and all of the projects that I make a video on, I have to actually do the project, and then I was trying to do my exercise and stuff, and I was trying to actually do my paid work and look after a child, and like, I don't know, it was just too much. So I just kind of stopped making videos, but I'm kind of back. I have the day off work, so I thought I would maybe post a couple of videos because I do have a few things that I have made that I can share. So a few sewing videos coming up as a result. So first things first is this fun pink top that I've made. It's a very boxy fit, so it just feels like a lot of fabric. It is from Atelier Scammit, and it's the Virevolte. Obviously that is not pronounced correctly, and I apologise for whichever language I have destroyed. I'm assuming French because the instructions in the booklet are all in French and English. Doesn't sound like a French name to me, Scammit. But I obviously am pronouncing it incorrectly, so maybe when you pronounce it better, it sounds more French. So there's a few different variations. There's the top version and the dress version. Wait for the next video for the dress version. So this is the top. I made it in this really nice fabric. It's double gauze, embroidery anglaise, again, horrible pronunciation, but it's just so, I love that type of fabric. It really appeals to me. I think I got it from Minerva Crafts, or it's now just called Minerva, and it was really nice to work with. I took my time over this, and so I'm actually really pleased with how I sewed it, and it's all relatively neat, the actual, like, my sewing, my construction. The design is quite loose, quite boxy. I made it in the equivalent of a size 12. Did I? Maybe I made a size 10, but I made a size too big. It's supposed to be a loose fit, but this is a size too big for me, and I could definitely have gone down a size, which is a shame. The front and back both have kind of like a V shape, so the top part of the bodice, there's a top part and then a bottom part to the front and the back, and it has like a nice V, and it's like the same on the back. When you actually cut out the pattern, I think the top and the bottom part are the same, maybe. It did get confusing, so what I did was I actually got the front and the back mixed up. So when I put it on, the front is a lot longer than the back, but I don't think it's very noticeable because the top is so loose and flowy. But yeah, that was kind of frustrating because I spent so much time trying to get everything right. And I just didn't want to have to unpick it all, because I thought I'd unpick it all and re-sew it, and it just wouldn't be as neat. If it was more problematic and it was really short at the back, then I would have had to do that. So I'm quite glad that I didn't have to do that in the end. The sleeves have these like fake little, what are these, like cuffs on the end, and they're just kind of like faked in. And then there's just like a simple little collar, and then the bottom is just hemmed kind of normally. I really like this. It's really working. It's very loose and light for like spring, summer. I've worn it a whole bunch. It definitely has maternity clothes vibes. Can't get away from that, especially because it's so loose in the bottom half of the bodice. I don't think it would actually really work necessarily for maternity wear, because I think it'd be too tight on the top half. But maybe because I made it a size too big, it probably would. But yeah, it's just very, very loose and floaty. But yeah, I have worn it loads and I do really like it. And like I said, I love this fabric, I love the colour, and I love the fact that it has like the holes. They kind of look like little flowers. And I just think that gives it kind of a nice extra effect, that it's not just one block of colour, which I have made that mistake before when I've made used plain coloured fabric. The actual pattern itself, I found really confusing to use. So it comes with this nice little packet here, and then you have the little booklet. You do have to trace out the pattern pieces because they overlap, so that's a bit annoying, but I kind of would have done that anyway because I don't want to, you know, cut out one size and kind of wreck the pattern. It is it is in French and then it goes on to English, so that's fine. But it's just written in a really confusing way, I think, because you kind of go through the steps and then there's little little stars, that you then need to go to like the back of the booklet to find an explanation of the technique. So one of the things with an asterisk is the French seam technique. So if it tells you to do a French seam and then you have to go to the back of the book to see the technique. That's not so bad, although I would prefer that to actually just be in the booklet so that I could just follow it step by step. But there's other things, like if you want to make the dress version, it's the exact same process, but you just have to lengthen the front and back bottom by 32 centimeters. That information is on the very last page, basically, here. So if you've already cut out your pattern pieces, because they actually, it doesn't say it on the pattern pieces, you already cut out your pattern pieces and then you read that, you're going to have to go back and recut them, or you're going to have to cut an extra bit of fabric and stick it onto the bottom, because, you know, by the time you've got to this part of the booklet, surely you would have already cut out your pieces. There was just lots of things where there seemed to be like a lot of toing and froing, and there were a lot of bits where I did not understand what they were saying, and I don't think the problem was that I was reading the English version. I think I would have been just as confused. Obviously, if you're a more experienced sewer, it might make more sense to you, but there was definitely parts, especially like these little like cuffs here, and there's bits where it tells you where you, I think where you have to do a rolled seam. I didn't understand roll hem. I didn't understand it at all. There is a little symbol here which tells you that you can see a video online and there's a complete sew along. I couldn't really find that properly, so I went onto the website and I found a link to some videos which were all in French. And I get that it's a French product, but it does have the instructions half in English in the booklet, so they must assume that there's plenty of English speaking people buying the product. So I couldn't find the English versions of the videos, and just watching them did not help. So that was really frustrating and annoying, because I think it could have been the instructions could have been explained so much better. But the actual finished result was somewhat miraculously pretty good. And I am really pleased about that. Unfortunately, like I said, the back is like a lot shorter than the front because of my own stupidity. But apart from that, I think it turned out really well. So I'm really pleased with this. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.